Hi guys, Mike back again with a video a few people have asked me to do. It's a video about the real cost with a question mark at the end, of building a Titan. I thought it would be a bit fun actually, just to go around and see what you actually need, see what I used to build this Titan basically from start to finish. I mean, the things I'm going to be talking about during this video, it's not an exhaustive list, and there's other things, and there's some things that I did use that I haven't featured here, and things that I have featured that you maybe necessarily don't need at all to build a Titan. But just for a bit of a general idea, really, I thought I'd make this vid. So what you're looking at the moment is the cardboard box that the Titan comes in. So as we all know, Warhound Titan is £250. Or I'm going to do this video in pounds just for ease of me, because obviously I live in the UK, so it's pounds. I mean, your currency rates will vary. So Titan, £250. You're going to want 2 weapon arms with that one then, and they're £36 each. So that makes that £72. And if you wanted to go the whole hog and buy all 4 weapon options, that would be £144. So we're going to do this one because I bought 2 weapon arms. We're going to say £72 for the weapon arms and £250 for the Titan. On the plus side, postage is free. If you spend over £250 at Forge World, the postage is free. So that's a bonus. So £250 for the Titan, £72 for the weapon arms. Okay, so now we're going to move on to cutting mats. So you're going to be probably wanting some cutting mats. The small one at the front there measures 18 by 12 inches and was about £10. And the one at the back there measures 24 by 18 inches and that was £15. They're not self-healing, they're just cheapo cutting mats, but you're going to want some of those. Ooh, here's a cheap item that you might want. You can quite easily use the sink or the bathtub, but I live with a wife and a child, so they like to use the sink and the bathtub, so I put all my resin to wash in a bucket, and this bucket was £1 in the pound shop, so that's a winner. And you're going to want something to wash your Titan with. This washing up liquid is blimmin' brilliant. The small print says an overnight soak in 10 minutes, and it is really good. I left it overnight and it really does strip the release agent off. Highly recommended this washing up liquid. It costs £2. You're going to want some tools. Once you've cleaned your Titan, you're going to want some tools. So that set of files there, the larger files, we're looking at about 15 quid for the set, and that razor saw, you can pick those up for about a tenner, and you get different size saw blades with it. And then some other tools, random tools. You're going to want a knife, a modelling knife, 5 or 6 quid. Clippers, again 5 or 6 quid. There's some micro files there, 5 or 6 quid. What else have I got in there? There's a pair of scissors, but I don't think I use scissors, but anyway. And then we've got our normal size modelling files. These are the same size ones that they sell in Games Workshop, but they aren't Games Workshop ones. So they're about £8 and you get 8 files, I think. So about £1 a file, but they do the job and they are completely necessary. But when you're building the bigger models, when the hand tools just won't do it, you need to bring in power tools. This is a Black & Decker mouse sander. Obviously there's other sanders available. So I happen to have a mouse sander. Online prices today about 20 quid with sanding pads, but packs of sanding pads are about a £5. And then you're going to want your Dremel. Really useful, to be honest, or any rotary cutting tool. I've used cheaper ones, and I'm going to say that I don't think they're as good as the Dremel, to be honest. The Dremel is spot on, to be fair. So Dremels retail, that one, it's an old one, it's about 30 quid. And there's my box of Dremel bits. What with sanding barrels and cutting discs and other things you might need, possibly £20 on bits and bobs that you might want to get for your Dremel. And again, this is stuff that's accumulated over the years. Once your Titan is all cleaned up, you're going to want to glue it together. So I'm going to go through the glues that I've used. So obviously we use basic super glue. I like this one because it doesn't, like I say, it's non-blooming, so you can use it on clear plastics and paint work as well. If you use regular super glue on paint, it will make the paint go white, but that stuff doesn't. And again, about £5 for that. The epoxy, 2-part epoxy, you're looking at anything between about £8 and £15 depending on what you buy. This deluxe materials stuff's about 12, but does the job. And then we move on to the big boys, the heavy stuff. JB World, this is the Industro size pack, which is £16. You can get a smaller pack, smaller tubes. I don't know if one set would be enough, to be honest, but that's about £8. So, but the Industro is certainly enough to build a Titan, more than enough. And then once it's all together, you're going to start on painting it. So this is my compressor. It's one of the cheapo basic ones from well, it's not from China. I was going to say from China. It's not from China. It came with an airbrush. Picture coming up shortly. There it is. And the whole kit was about £75. You get everything you need. And that airbrush actually jams a little bit, but I have kind of worked its way out, and it's working properly now. So that's about £75 for a compressor and a cheap airbrush. And then when you want to graduate airbrushes, this is a Badger Renegade series. It's the Velocity, and that goes for about 110. So, but it's the control on it is much better than the cheap airbrushes, and is my preferred airbrush. The previous airbrush I use for varnishing, pretty much these days, or big base coating. When you're airbrushing, you're going to want something to thin your paints with if you don't have automatically thinned paints, and something to clean your airbrush with as well between paint colours. So £5 each, these testers, acrylic thinners and cleaners. And then painting, you're going to want to paint your model. I use GW paints. I've got the entire range, and you'll see there obviously there's some Forge World weathering powders there as well. Whole range of GW paints is about £300. I don't use all the colours probably for the Titan, but you know, there we go, £300 for those. And paint brushes, I think there's 20 odd paint brushes there. I like a mixture really. Some of the GW ones are pretty decent, especially the dry brushes. I like the Kalinsky Sable ones, which are on the right hand side there, roughly about £5 each. So probably there's about £100 worth of brushes there as well. Bits of foam that you get in packaging and other stuff. It's free. Woohoo! So that's a zero figure for that one. Then we're going up to modelling materials, static grass, gravel, fallen branches, flowers even, and leaves. These things, you can see the price on those flowers, £3.99. The other stuff is sort of like a £5 each, and the little tubs of leaves there are about £1.50 each. These are crystals that make water effects. I had that for £9 in a sale. I think Model Zone was closing down, so I managed to get it for about £9. And then we've got the varnish I use. That's £5 from a local shop, but it's pretty good, and it doesn't seem to change the colour of the paintwork when you've done it. Doing this video, actually, I've just noticed a huge glaring error that I haven't spoken about. Magnets, have I? Magnets. I think I spent about £15 on magnets, and I already had some magnets, so probably about 20 quid's worth of magnets. So where does that leave us? That leaves us at a grand total of about £1,200, which is a bit mad, really. So yeah, £1,200 to have everything that I've got anyway to put this Titan together. clearly you don't need to spend £1,200 on putting a Titan together. And a lot of the stuff I've got, you obviously accumulate hobby building materials over time, and it's you wouldn't go out and buy all of those things all at once. It's one of the large Forge World models are complex models, and I think they assume you've got a lot of this kit to make these models before you press the buy button on the website. So just a little bit interesting, really. I thought, if the wife ever sees this video, she'll kill me. So we'll keep it quiet. It's between you and me, eh? So yeah, any questions, anything you want to know, any queries, give us a shout. As always, I like receiving comments, and I try to answer the questions, as best I can. So that'll be that, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.